and he's picked it up, and he's given it over to Thompson. Great work from Harvey. And he ends up getting it back. Sensational goal, Harvey.
Harvey and Jens. Jens tried to track him down. Oh, he speeds away from the young kid. Bounces inside 50 and says that's how it's done.
Harvey takes him on. He's on the charge. It's showtime. Lights, camera, action. Harvey, take a foul. Take a curtain call. What a goal.
Harvey might go behind. Harvey, right man, right moment. Out of this world. Don't you want to be him?
Brent Harvey, long kick. Oh,
He's a beauty. Harvey lights up and goes for home. The superstar's done it again.
Harvey the crummer, a measure of his respect.
Harvey can go all the way to 50. Brent Harvey. That is a fantastic goal.
Kicks a beauty.
Knows how to get it done, Brent Harvey.
Did Harvey finish it? Oh, that's poetic. Boomer.
Opportunity, Harvey. It's that goal.
He is the best of the best. Boomer.
Welcome back to the Footy Show. 2 flags, 4 times an All-Australian, 5 times the best and fairest North Melbourne team of the century. Won the E.J. Whitten medal playing for Victoria at a very young age and kicked 466 goals in the process. They say the definition of a champion is someone who plays at an elite level over a long period of time. Brent Harvey has done that and so much more. Please welcome Brent Harvey.
Am I the only person who doesn't know why he's called Boomer?
Well, here's your first question. Where you go?
Just before Gary gets into it, why are you called Boomer? I said that the other day.
From when I was 7 years old, Sam, I was playing for my first football club, and the coach's wife presented a trophy to me and just said, this one goes to a little Boomer. From then, grew up with the same bunch of kids, and yeah, it's stuck for a long period of time.
Mate, it is... we had Dustin Fletcher this year. To have 2 in the same year is unimaginable, given there's only been 4 in the history of the game. I mean, what's this week been like?
It's been a big week. I guess I spoke to Fletch the other day on Tuesday, and he said to embrace the whole thing. And you have to, because there's so many footy shows and newspapers that want a piece of you now that you can't shy away from it. So I just took Fletcher's advice, embraced it, and want to go up there tomorrow and get away from Melbourne, play up in Brisbane, and enjoy it with my friends and family.
Yeah, and winning is going to be very important.
Absolutely.
I mean, this is about you, and so it should be, because 400 games is an extraordinary achievement. But you've always put team first, and tomorrow night is a very important game for our footy club.
It is, JB. I don't think we've won since 2005 at the Gab. I think Brad might have been playing for the Brisbane Lions back then, so I could think of nothing better than walking off the ground with the boys, putting my arms around my teammates at the end of the night and singing the song.
All right, so... Let me take you back to the draft in 95, or 6 were you taken? 5, and you're at the club in 96.
Correct, yeah.
So give me your thoughts back then, because footballers of your stature in 1995 were almost never picked up. The recruiters found you, and then Dennis Pagan really took a leap of faith and said, I want this bloke on my list, and the rest is history.
Yeah, it was daunting, no doubt, going into the football club. I think the first day was running the tan, Ian Fairley. I jumped on the scales next to him, and I was 64 kilos back then, and he said, we've picked up a little jockey. So that made me feel smaller than I actually already was. Gaz, I know you're going to go there later on. So, yeah, and then you're walking, you see Wayne Carey, Glenn Archer, Stevens, Longmire, Crocker, Mick Martin, Scholl. The list just goes on, and it was a pretty daunting place to be around, but obviously we had a lot of success as well.
And Arch, I think, is quoted as saying that he thought you were in there seeking autographs. Yeah. So what's this kid doing in there with his autograph book?
Yeah, I got that a few times when we were having goal kicking practice at the end of the session. I'd say, excuse me, little fella, we're doing goal kicking practice here. But like I said, I was 64 kilos and 167 centimetres, I think, so a little fella.
Well, that's another point we're going to get to in a moment about your height, Boom. Not having a joke, but we want to definitively put it to bed in a moment about exactly how tall you are. What about your debut? Let's go way, way back. Round 22, 1996, 18 years old. What do you remember?
Not much, because I played at the MCG. Oh, I do remember it because it was against Richmond at the MCG. Back with the days where you actually, now you start on the bench, boys, you come on at the 3.5 minute mark or 2 minute mark if there's a goal kicked. Back then it was one-on-one football. It would be Stevens versus Gary Hocking for the whole day. The only reason I got to run if somebody got dragged. I come on for 5 minutes in the second quarter, no stats. 5 minutes in the third quarter, no stats. Finally got my first handball off the halfback flank to David King. So that was my first one-stat game against the Tigers.
Well, now you have just started on something I want to ask you. I got this wrong with Dustin Fletcher. I think you've only played under 3 coaches. I'll stand corrected on that. Pagan, Laidley and Scott.
Yeah, probably chuck Darren Crocker in there as well for a caretaking coach.
Well, OK, I knew I'd be wrong. I want you to tell me, how has the game evolved into the spectacle it is today from when you started? Why is it played today like it is today? Degenerated, I say. That's just my words. From when you started, why has it evolved into a different game? What reason is it?
I think the coaches, certainly the coaches have something to do with that, Sam.
Well, all of them, 18 of them.
Yeah, they would, because as soon as a team breaks through and starts playing attacking football, the coach
They're
will
like
be
sheep.
Yeah, will be in negative football. You always follow the best, and if Clarkson's the best at Hawthorn because they've won the flag, you follow them and it's a defensive game plan. So I think the coaches have a huge part in
So
in that.
when you started, the main man was Carey, and they had the famous Pagan's paddock, and they just let Wayne win the, well, hopefully win the game in his own, and everyone stood back.
Yep.
Why don't clubs dip a toe in the water and go back to having a couple of stronger forwards and a couple of people down on the forward line and roll the dice and see if that brings the game back to what it was and might be a better spectacle and it might be more successful?
Because the other coach will put a play behind the ball and you're kicking it straight back to him.
Well, not if you... I'm not going to get into a debate, but why would you kick it to him?
Well, yeah.
Anyhow...
That's a good question, Sam.
Thanks very much for that.
Hey, look, what I loved about you... What I loved about you always is, regardless of the standard of footy you played at, whether it was junior footy all your way through, you always stepped up and were, and I say, lead at every level. And state footy is no longer with us, but you played that game at the MCG for Victoria. The very best players, I think you got a call up really late in the game. It was wet and muddy. This was sort of your announcement to the footy world, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. I actually had my 21st the night before as well. I didn't get on the drink, obviously, so it was a little bit wet, and I think Robert Harvey and a few other guys might have pulled out, and I had the opportunity to train with the boys, and I thought it was fantastic because I played for Geelong as a kid, and Gary Hocking was there, and he was captain. So going there and just getting a game, I thought was unbelievable. Started on the bench, and lucky enough, the rain helped me out a little bit, and I kicked a couple of goals.
Won the E.J. Whitten medal, which is just unbelievable.
And people forget that in your reign, and I think Jim might have come in as a result of this, that it was mooted that you might go up and play on the Gold Coast. Were you part of that discussion? What did you think about that? Did you resign yourself to go? And
oh, you certainly thought about what could happen because the AFL were pushing for it, but blokes like James and a few other people put their hand up and made an unbelievable decision to back us. And I mean, I think we would have lost our identity like Fitzroy sort of have with Brisbane.
But you would have gone? You just packed up? And
I played for North Melbourne, so I would have went if that was the whole team going up. But as it's worked out, we've been in Melbourne, and it's been the greatest decision of our football club, I think.
Boomer, congratulations. Best up, mate. One thing I've always loved about you is you haven't lost your cheek since you're a young fella, and I think we've got a bit of vision here of poor Matty Prittis, who've been going through the review, getting smashed for this, but what was running through your head here?
Oh, opportunity, Bernie. I got the 50, so I think, yeah, I think I play my football with instinctive, type of things. And I sucked. I think Jordan Bannister was the umpire there, so I sucked him in and got 50. But I don't think I'll be getting one in the next couple of games. Put it that way.
Now, is it true? Back when you started, it was all about mixtapes. That you would drive to a game listening to your mixtape, and now your CD, but only songs that had boom in them. And I've got a few here. Boom, boom, shake the room. Boom, boom, pow. Boom, boom, boom. I want you in my room. Boom, shakalaka. Tick, tick, boom. Is that true? Or is that a lie?
I know where you got the dirt from my brother, but it's...
So you drive along listening to those?
I did make a mixtape, but I was 16, so I couldn't drive, and I've never listened to the tape in my whole life. But I did make a CD with all the boom songs.
How many songs did you have on that tape?
It was about 12. It was good.
Now, Boomer, before we have a look at this game, we have a great relationship, but I make fun of your height a lot. How tall are you definitively, please? I need to put this to bed tonight once and for all, because I've got some contrasting figures here.
I'm 172 centimetres, Gaz.
Could I say, Gary, that by definition of a midget, Is if you're under 5'2", you are a midget.
Ah, good.
No,
I'm
I'm not going down that path. Yeah.
Oh, I'm telling you, that's the definition of a midget.
In the AFL record, you were 168 centimetres last year, 167 centimetres last year, and lo and behold, when it came out this year, you're 175.
Yeah, getting a little bit taller, guys, as I get older.
You shot up 8 centimetres.
Still haven't gone through my growth spurt, so I think that's our dietitian, John, playing a few games there.
Pilates, yeah?
Yeah, Pilates. that's
Hey,
it.
Boom, we are in a much better position at the Kangaroos, obviously financially, and that's a terrific thing. But the ticket requests out of the Harvey family for this game, albeit in Brisbane, have been savage. I want you to tell me how many members of your family are making the trip up?
Well, not all family, James. A couple of good friends as
Right,
well. But
yes.
I left for training on Wednesday morning, and it was at 60, and I arrived at training on Wednesday morning, and it was at 85. So
Gary?
85, yeah.
85. I think we've got some vision of they're all making their way up as we speak.
Nice one, Jim.
Well played. Well played.
That's good though. They're all in the super box and they're going to have a great night.
Yeah, it's going to be good. And look, I just want to. It's probably reminiscent not to thank a lot of people, and I'm not going to go through everyone, obviously, but just the whole supporters of the North Melbourne Football Club, and the club itself has been unbelievable. This week's been huge. Canterbury's made a special jumper. You know, all the 400 club members come down. They organised all that, so got some good boots that I'm wearing on
Are these
Saturday
really
night.
your boots? These are models, are they? These
Models?
are the smallest boots of it. They're just... They are midgets' boots.
They're not.
Look at the size of that.
They're a size 9.5, Sam. They're all right.
Bullshit, look at that. It's about as big as the pen.
It's a very nice boot.
Little feet.
Hey, Boom, we're going to have a look at the game, and then we'll just tidy up a couple other things before we say goodbye. But it's going to be big.
Brisbane Lions take on North Melbourne. Good luck to Boomer. Let's have a look at the Brisbane Lions. Chet Adcock, congratulations, 200 games, well done. I'm sure the team will do very well. And they're just ticking along, the Lions at the moment. Not a great season, but good to see a lot of young players in there. And what about North Melbourne? Also, Ryan Atley playing 100 games, well done to him. But it's all about Boomer Harvey, 400 games, getting some real consistency, a couple of really good ins, but it's going to be a special occasion. You go up there and enjoy yourself, Boomer. You're an absolute star, 400 games, quite incredible. And that will mean North Melbourne will win by about 40 points.
Congratulations, mate. Good work. Thanks, I think if Todd Goldstein can play the way he did last week, you won't lose too many more games for the rest of the year, so I'm picking North.
North Melbourne coming good at the right time as well, so they've got a pretty good run home, and I think they'll make the 8 and win this week for Boomer.
All right, well, we're not going to get Sam's tip this yet, Boomer, because he's got some weird-ass thoughts on milestone games, so I'll get them in a minute. What I will say is that the North Melbourne Footy Club are proud to offer the 400 Club, featuring the jumper produced by Canterbury, Boomer just spoke about. It'll be used for the 400th with stats up to and including his milestone game. It's limited to 129 editions only, Samuel. That is a limited edition. So act now and secure your tribute to Boomer's amazing milestone. $995, which is a drop in the ocean. Boomer throws that around left, right and centre.
Yes.
Ordering at theroofshop.com.au. So that's a nice piece, Shane.
Beautiful piece, and we at the Footy Show are very proud of you, Boomer. You are an absolute star. So we've all chipped in, and we've got you a 400 piece. It is the sub vest. All the very best with that. You can put that on your wall.
That's not good enough.
What?
That's not good enough.
What do you mean?
Once, as a tactic to get over the Cats.
Yeah, but
and
maybe
he lit
next
it up,
year.
little Boom Boom.
Well, anyway, all the best. I'll come and put it on the wall for you. So
Thanks,
there you
Sam.
go.
Appreciate that, mate.
I liked, because Sean Atley and Sam Wright are playing their 100th game. And
bad luck with those.
This is...
Unlucky, James.
This is what I'm saying. Apparently in the presser, they asked about the shadow that Boom was casting over them, given though he was playing his 400th and they were playing their 100th. And am I right in saying that Sam Wright said Boom is not tall enough to cast a shadow over anyone?
He certainly did. So I'm glad he's not going to get his name on the banner.
Now, what I want to do is you've had many milestones. Before I go to you, old Forsell, these are the milestone results for Boomer in big games. Let's have a look at some of these as they come up here. 50th one, 100th one, 150th one, 200th one, 250th, 300th, 312th game, which is Glenn Archer broke his record, 350. They have won every single milestone that Boomer Harvey has paid in. And now, I tell you, everyone's excited about that, including Jim. It gets excited very easily at the drop of a hat.
The milestone...
Oh, thank you.
The curse is on milestone games, Boomer. That means nothing. That's history. I see a man called Jed Adcock's playing his 200th for Brisbane. Why wouldn't they get up for him? It's a milestone game for him.
Only half
as many as Boom.
It's a milestone game.
So, all right, who are you tipping then?
Well, I'm going against the norm. I think that the Brisbane Lions...
Can you believe that?
I think the Brisbane Lions...
You've lost.
I think the focus will be so much on Boomer, not on him. He'll be trying hard, that they'll just leave it to the little champ, as you call him, which is heightest or
I knew you would
shortest.
do this, Samuel. And if Brisbane, in fact, lose, which I think that is almost a certainty, you will next week go and sit in the cheer squad of the North Melbourne Footy Club. With this man, I think we've got a shot of him. You're going to sit next to this man and you're going to hold up a sign, Samuel. This is what's going to happen if North win. You'll sit next to him next week and you will hold this sign up.
I'm going to reconsider my tip.
No, you're not. No, you've tipped.
OK, well, hang on. Just a minute. Now, all right, so what will you give me if you lose?
I'm not in this bet.
well, I'll tell you what, I'll strike this with you. If you lose, I don't care about the 129 jumpers that have been framed. You give me the jumper that you played in.
Oh.
If you lose. Will you do that?
James, can we do that?
Well, I think there's...
Hang on, if you're so...
There might be about 7 or 8 of them.
If you're so cocksure... If you're so cocksure...
We'll get you one.
On their behalf, I will pledge that. If North Melbourne
We'll
win...
get you one.
Yeah, we'll do it.
Don't just be a smart ass, Gary.
I'm not.
I tell you, well, I'll go down...
There it is, it's a handshake.
I'll go down tomorrow and put my initials on his jumper, and then I want that jumper back if they lose.
I'll meet you in Brisbane. We're leaving at about 8 in the morning.
Mate, I'm happy to go and stand next to that
Saturday night
cocksmack.
they play Carlton, OK?
Hey?
Next Saturday night they're playing Carlton. Etihad Stadium.
Hey, now, before you go, Boom, I've got 2 questions, because we've got to get going. And you've got to get going, actually. And we didn't want to embarrass you talking about what we did with James before the ad break, but there's speculation that you've somehow been disrespected by Brad Scott and the club in the lead-up. What's your response to that?
No, look, I think, I just mentioned it before, the club's been absolutely outstanding. Knowing the person that I am too with my strict routine, they've stayed far enough away, but he's been pushing me to do a lot of media this week. And it starts with the jumper, like I mentioned. They got the 400 club guys down there. It's been unbelievable. Look, the thing about Brad, and I think, James, you were talking about it before, you get asked a question, you've got to answer it. So for Brad, he's damned if he does and he's damned if he doesn't for me, because if he doesn't answer it, there's going to be a lot more speculation. The thing I can say with Brad, that our relationship is fantastic. It's usually this time of year that I go into his office and we sit down and talk about the following year, and that's been no different probably for the last 4 years. Just so happens that I'm playing a milestone game and I'm in the media this week. So I'll let things cool down the next couple of weeks, go into Brad's office and we'll have a chat like we do, not only every year, but, you know, probably every fortnight as well.
Is there any possible chance that you'd play anywhere other than North Melbourne next year?
I think that's a hypothetical question, Gaz, and I've been in this game long enough to not answer hypothetical questions. So that's my answer to that. But look, I'm a North Melbourne person through and through. The biggest personal accolade I've ever received in football, obviously the team one is the premiership, but to be and I've won a couple of best and fairest and been lucky there, but the life membership of the North Melbourne Football Club, that's my most personal and cherished
Brent,
thing that I've got at the
hypothetical
football
or
club.
not, mate, just say there is no chance I'll be playing with anyone other than North Melbourne if I play league football again.
I'll be at North Melbourne, Sam.
There you go.
Let me just say this. You stand, whatever height people want to talk about, shoulder to shoulder with the greats that have ever played for our footy club, and I'm going right back through the 100-plus year history of it. I always say this, you're not only a champion player, but you're a much better bloke, and we're very, very proud of you. So have a great night Saturday night.